Whoa. This come in handy often?
It's tough being popular. Wouldn't want any admirers dropping in while we're away. Well now, that's as far as she goes. We'll be in yacht from here onwards.
Across the Sand Sea, to the Valley of the Dead, and to King Wraithwall's tomb below.
So when you're in yacht, skystones don't work at all. That's why we gotta hoof it the rest of the way, you see?
Happy you get to teach me something for a change?
Well, if you want to be a sky pirate, you gotta know your... Hey, what do you mean for a change?
Come on,
At least we
accept
thought
it.
to bring
I'm smarter than
entertainment.
you.
Oh yeah? Says who? You wanna see what they think about it?
I wouldn't be so confident.
Yeah, Vaughn and Penelo really are just the kind of tag-along kids of this group. It's kind of a shame. Apparently, one of the creators really liked Penelo and kind of wished they'd done more with her. But yeah, she's still not exactly the most amazing character in terms of overall contribution to the story. But yes, so here we are in the Wester Sands. And the Strahl is parked here. As they explained, we're about to be entering an area called Yagd, where skystones don't work. Now, Yagd is a term from the Final Fantasy Tactics games, but it was way worse there. I believe in those games, those kind of areas were basically places where if people died, they died permanently. Obviously, you don't have to worry about that in this game. That would be way too harsh. Is this desert merchant going to sell us anything? Yes, actually, there is some new stuff available here. Ancient sword. These are a little expensive for us, but we'll probably be getting a good source of money. And hey, look, it's that weapon that they changed the Poogie to in Thracia fan translations, and then it became Vogue. Wizard staff, which Ash can use. Though we can get some better armor too. Wizard's hat and wizard's robes. And round shield, which we already have. Immune to silence, that might be pretty useful for Ash, although right now only Balthier can use that. I'm going to buy one of those just because it's going to be useful for my casters later. Still nothing better than onion ammunition. Remove confuse, okay. If we're going to be taking on that, the Cluckatrice, I probably need more gold needles. I'll take another 3 of those. And then we have a bunch of spells that we already have. Okay, so... at this point... Oh, right, the elementals. Yeah, I'll talk more about the elementals once we first see them. But at this point... Vaughn says it sounds far. If you go to the world map, yep, the Tomb of Wraithwall is all the way over there. And we have to get from here to there. It's going to be a long journey, and that's the next main leg of the story. However, after the Dreadnought Leviathan, there is some side content that opens up, and I personally want to try and take that on first. So there's quite a bit of this. There's one back at Rabanastre, but should I take care of the stuff at Bhujerba first? I've got a hunt to turn in there, along with a hunt that I could attempt. I think I'm going to go back to Bhujerba first. And now that we're back in Bhujerba, we can do 2 things. 1, I can actually turn in the hunt that I took care of in the mines because I forgot before. And 2, I think now that we have Blind, now that we have Ash, now that we have more Quickenings, I should be able to take on Tortoise now. And I might even be able to take on something else too. By that I mean the Cluckatrice. Cluckatrice is actually considered one of the harder fights of the early game, so I don't know, that might still be kind of a problem, but now that we've gone through, yeah, all you have here is disable. First thing to do, to turn this in. More money, a rose corsage, and a balaclava. And a great serpent skin, which I think we can sell to the bazaar for some things. Now, are we even licensed for that balaclava? Balthier is, it looks like. Yep, and that does give him a, well, very slight increase to stuff, including to his strength, which doesn't actually matter, because guns don't use your strength stat. I guess while we're in kind of side stuff mode, I can show something. If you go to inventory and under abilities, you can see every technic and spell that you've bought, along with who can use it, which I find actually pretty useful. I like how all the characters are color-coded too, though personally, I would have swapped Ash and Penelo's colors. I feel like Penelo makes more sense as pink and Ash makes more sense as yellow, but anyway. I guess yellow does kind of work for Penelo, so we got some money, we got some more stuff there. And now, right, I do have some arrow motes. I've looked up when we can buy arrow, and it's not for a little while. So it's not until we actually get to the Tomb of Wraithwall. So, yeah, that would make things easier. But I want to try this with blind, and while I'm here, I might actually farm some skeletons. I've set some gambits to attack only undead enemies, just so that I make sure I don't break my chain. And yeah, I feel like I'm a little underleveled maybe, and I could use at least a little bit of leveling on Balthier and Fran. I want to kind of try and be 15 on most people. So I'll see you at the hunt thing. It's everyone's favorite sport, MP jogging. I'd rather do this than use my only ether. Bash already has an iron helm, but I mean, Penelo can use that to boost her crossbow power a little bit, I guess. Okay, I mean, we have a whole bunch of LP that we could be spending here, but I have a plan. So, Fran is the only one here with Protect. So, she's currently got Ally Any Protect, so she'll be buffing people. And, yeah, then I can switch her over to, this just to see. I don't know if this thing is vulnerable to oil. I guess I'll look that up. I know it is vulnerable to blind and slow. Yeah, it's immune to oil. Sleep, blind, silence, disease, immobilize, and slow are the thing. Oh, and stop. But good luck having stop at this point in the game. Are the things that it's not immune to. So I'm going to start out. My plan from the outset is to first blind it. Next step, throw all my quickenings at it. And then we can start trying to fight it for real. So, not close enough. Hi there, someone's pet that we apparently are contracted to kill. Please, blind. Okay, there we go. It's blinded. Now, spam quickenings on it.
I must endure.
Yeah, you'll be hearing that a lot, by the way. Yeah, that was like all through my life of playing games, I keep thinking like there's this female character who says I must endure over and over again. I should use Mischarge. Generally, if Mischarge shows up, always go for it. And I just kept forgetting who it was who said that, but now I finally know. And now I know why it's so ingrained in my memory. It's because it's her level 1 quickening line.
I must endure.
Fran's quickenings all have very, very overly dramatic kanji names in the Japanese version, but I think Barsha's level 3 quickening is even more ridiculous. Barsha's level 3 quickening is just... yeah, I'll get to that when we see it. Okay, I was about to say, like, if we just one-shot this thing with quickenings before it even does anything, that'd be hilarious, but I kind of doubt it. And we just got Inferno. So yeah, we've only got 2 of these so far. I know I've probably said this before, but you have to get all of the concurrences if you want one of the Sky Pirates Den sprites. Oh, that was way less than I thought it would do. Okay, yeah, that's not good. Next steps. I don't have slow. I need to bring in Penelo if I want to do slow. Of course, Ash is currently being targeted, so I can't, okay, I'm going to temporarily bring in Penelo, so that I can have Penelo cast slow. The other possibility is that we cast Immobilize, and slow just straight up missed. Okay. Ash will now heal herself. Yeah, another possibility is that we cast, like, Immobilize, and then we wail on it with ranged attacks. That's the other strategy for this fight. I guess now I'll just use things like, fire and stuff. It's weak to wind, but again, like, there's... Ow, okay then. I think it just double attacked me. Oh great, Penelo's now spamming oil, which she can't get to work on it. Alternatively, I could bring in this party and then go for a second quickening chain. Okay, weird camera there. Oh, it still has a lot of health left.
I got it.
So I was waiting for us to get into Penelo's quickening before I talked about this, but... So Penelo was originally conceived as a dancer character. And that's why most of her quickenings, you'll see the others later, are very much dancing related.
Here goes.
Of course, Tides of Fate's going to use 2 of both these mischarges. Oh, I don't think we've actually seen him use Tides of Fate before. I love that whistle.
Heads up! Please.
I was going to say, come on, mischarge, and then I got 2 mischarges at once.
How about some of this?
I never miss.
Yeah, as you can see, fights are a lot easier once you have 6 party members and all of them have quickenings, because then you can do this. It's going to be a little annoying if I finish this just by spamming quickenings, though.
I never miss.
Oh, there we go, just barely got that. Probably going to get Cataclysm out of this. I don't see myself getting any of the others.
I got it.
Oh, wow, so close there. The strongest concurrences, I believe, require something like 2 level 1, 2 level 2, and 2 level 3.
Here goes.
Okay, got kind of lucky with that mischarge there.
Please.
Yeah, no, there's... Oh, I've got another mischarge, but yeah, there's no way. No way I'd be able to get that. Okay, that was 11. And then we're getting... Yeah, this is just Cataclysm. Which, yeah, in my first playthrough, it took me until, like, almost endgame before I got this. I guess I was just using a lot more level 2 and 3 quickenings at that point. It's actually not dead, okay? And I don't think Penelo has any damaging spells at all, so I'm gonna cancel off of her using Decoy and just have her try and... It's actually... Wow, it's still got quite a bit of health to go. Still blinded. Can I? Yeah, I can target the reserve, and I can bring Ash back even though she's not in the party. Ash regains consciousness. Can I cure her from out of the party? I can. Yeah, let's cure her from reserve, even though Vaughn's... No, Vaughn's got quite a lot of health. Yeah, I want to bring, Ash back into the party just because she has the highest chance of actually killing this thing because, you know, she's using magic. It's still blinded, I think? Yeah, it's slowed and blinded. Oh yeah, and Skull Defenders do continue to spawn. Oh, come on. It's very close. Yeah, lots of Skull Defenders now, and Penelo's down. But it's down too, I think. I think it just barely went down there. Here we go! It took 2 Quickening Barrages and Status Ailments and a bunch of regular attacks. Yeah, that thing is not easy at this point at all. I suppose there's no harm in leaving Balthier and Ash here for the moment. They can probably take on one of these guys, though of course my chain is now dead. And there we go. Also, I like the way this gun looks. It's kind of cool. But okay then, that actually still did quite a number on my party. And I wish there was some way that I could just kind of warp out of this place, but doesn't really seem like that's an option, so it's gonna have to be very careful getting out of here. That was Bosch, I think? And with that, I'm so sorry, but your pet, well, yeah, we just put it like 6 billion feet under with all those quickenings. Oh no, it's actually not dead, okay. Wow, it's still alive after all of that huge bombardment, and I guess it just somehow transformed small again, I don't know, magic or something. Yes, let's just not send him somewhere where there's a high concentration of mist ever again. 1 survival vest. Yeah, so after you've completed that hunt, there's actually an extra side quest you can do. Diary on the 2nd floor of Silo's Technics. Now we have to get the Merchant's Armband to get in there, okay. I don't know if I've ever actually did this in my first playthrough. I feel like I probably did beat the Rock Tortoise because it seems like it's something that I kind of remember, but I don't know if I ever did this. I just must have not thought to talk to him again after completing that hunt, which I suppose makes sense, you know. You wouldn't really think that there'd be a second, like, quest out of it, but now that we're up here... Well, actually, we're only temporary staff member because we need to get that diary. Ah, there it is. Yeah, it's that conspicuous looking book on that, shelf. Well, this isn't, Paper Mario Thousand Year Door where reading it will give you a game over, but I just want to look up to see if you miss anything by reading it. Oh, okay, so yeah, you, it doesn't matter. You can choose to read it. Well, yep, seems like they have a pet snake in this store, so yeah, let's get out of here before people realize and everyone starts running and screaming. So now we just have to report back, and then we have a choice. So, it doesn't matter whether you actually read it or not, all that matters is what you answer to this. If you say, I've done nothing, in our case, lie, then you actually get a better reward. In the PS2 version, it was a kill 'em weave shirt for Reddit, and Shepherd's Bolero for I've done nothing. In this version, for this one, you get a jade collar, and for Reddit, you get a bangle. I'm guessing the jade collar is better. Remember, kids, lying gets you better rewards from side quests. I feel like there was one, like, game where you could lie in a side quest, but if you do, you actually get caught out on it later, so, like, you actually do get punished for it eventually. Improves chance of avoiding attacks. Accessories 10, but that would be, and increases speed too. That would be very good for a shield build on Varn, actually. So I suppose while we're here, we can do some licensing. Yeah, I just realized Revive is basically Recamdra from various SMT games. So I can either save up for White Whirl, or I can get that, or I can get another Battle Lore. I think I'll go for another Battle Lore, actually. Yeah, so I need Accessories 10 to use that. That's not really that much further. Or I could do this, and increasing Balthia's chance of evading attacks is really not the greatest. Guess I can take Charm. Remedy Law is going to be really useful later on. And I'll save the rest of your LP. Yeah, definitely wanted channeling on Fran. And she can grab an HP increase too. And then close to Swiftness. Speaking of which, Swiftness on Barsh. Not that it's going to help him that much with his very slow weapons, but it's alright. Meanwhile, Ash. Well, she can grab this so she can use the Mage's Habit. And that, so I believe that was the Silence Immune thing? Yeah, I'll take that first. Definitely good skills for a magic user to have. And meanwhile, Penelo... Again, those are just, like, spells that we don't have. I guess we can grab that so that you have access to Silence Immunity too. That will at least let you get haste for when that becomes available. So yeah, those are all the licenses where we've got from that so far. And while we're in Bhujerba, I guess I can try and show just one thing quickly. Oh, of course, the Mage's Habit that I had is actually better than the Wizard's Robes. Oh well. Yeah, okay, we can't actually do this quest yet, so that's a bit of a relief for me because I don't like this quest. I think it's kind of boring, honestly, and the reward is really not that good anyway. Teleport zones are a little hard to come by sometimes, but I think I can afford to use one to go back to Rabanastre because there are a few things that we need to do back here. So we can talk to you again after the Dreadnought Leviathan. So to get the positive points here, you have to say you should have thought it through. Yeah, so you basically have to tell her what she needs to hear rather than just focusing on being nice here to get the best results out of this quest. Okay, there's a new mark available here, Wyvern Lord. Surveying the Jensen Sand Sea, which is in the direction that we're heading. They're in the weapon shop. Okay, I guess I better go ahead and see them. Okay, we can now buy Poach, Horology, and Charge. They're all a bit expensive. I like how once some certain milestones in the story pass, every shop updates their inventory. So you don't have to worry if you're going to the right shop at any given time to, you know, find what you need. It's very much like that change in Pokemon that I really like, how Pokemart's inventory is determined by your gym badges. Again, it means that you don't have to track down, be like, okay, so which was the shop that sold Ultra Balls and which was the one that sold Timer Balls? Okay, weapon shop. So somebody in here wants us to hunt a wyvern. That gives me flashbacks to New Mystery of the Emblem. We need to look for somebody who has a name. Ah, that would be you. I guess we're helping an Imperial here. Not sure Ash would approve, but at least it's money. Nam Yensa Sansi. I definitely know we're gonna go there. So there are still a lot of decent people in the Empire who just want to protect people. Like, even the Emperor, from what we saw of him in that cutscene, didn't really seem to be that bad of a person. So, while many people do compare this plot to Star Wars, as I've said before, there's definitely a lot more nuance in it. Yeah, there's a lot of moral ambiguity in this and grayness, and it's just kind of interesting that way. And I wish more people would... I guess more people are seeing this now. Apparently, once Game of Thrones came out, a lot more people started comparing this plot to that rather than Star Wars. It's definitely less clear-cut good versus evil than Star Wars was. I was checking out what status ailments the Cluckatrice is immune to, and then I just realized something. At the bazaar... I knew we had access to Disable, which does work on this thing, so I want to get that, but I didn't realize this. We actually have some new spells available, and Arrow is available now. I guess I was looking at the wrong source before. We also have Cura and Raise, which Fran will be able to use soon, and Gravity, I'm not going to get this yet. So Gravity is percentage damage, and that means that the vast majority of enemies in this game that are worth using anything significant against, i.e. bosses and hunt monsters, are immune to this. So yeah, Gravity is actually really good in Kingdom Hearts 1, but in most other Final Fantasy games it's pretty bad. I think Cura is a higher priority. It's expensive, but not only is it great AoE healing, it's also great AoE damage against undead. I haven't been looking at any guides or anything, but all I'm doing is looking at this thing's entry on the FF Wiki and just trying to formulate a strategy based on that. So, I have all of my people set to gambits that are not Barsh, but I'm not sure if he needs it, but I've had a lot of people set to using gold needles because this thing can petrify you, unlike regular cockatrices. So it is not immune to Stop, Reverse, Blind, Silence, Disease, Disable, Immobilize, Sap, and Libra, but that's not, like, really important. Mainly here, I want to try and get off Disable on it. It can cure status ailments from itself, annoyingly. But if I can get it, if I can get Disable, it won't be able to do that, I don't think. So, Disable, and then Ash will be using Blind on it to try and get that off, because it does hit pretty hard as well. And I'm kind of thinking of going in with Bolthea as well. And then also Fran is there to put Protect on people. So I guess I'll start things by having her cast Protect. And because I didn't beat it the last time that I spawned it, I guess I'll say this again. In order to make it appear, you have to defeat every enemy in this screen and then leave and come back. Oh boy, this could be really, really bad. Let's just, Fran doesn't have her gambits turned on. Okay, let's get these protects going. I've put the protects on everyone just in case. And now, for this, I think I'll actually control Ash. Because I want to try and get off blind first. Okay, let's not go for the Cluckatrice unless you have to attack it to get the main one to spawn. Okay, it should be appearing. Yep, it's going to get the big one. Okay, okay, now is the time. I'm very nervous about this. Let's go. Let's see if we can blind it. Blind is up. I repeat, blind is up. Now Penelo is going for disable. This thing is unfortunately weak to earth, which is an element that I don't think, like, you can even, like, physically use. Yeah, disable didn't work. I'm guessing disable has a very low chance of succeeding against it. And there's purify. Yeah, it cures itself of status ailments, which is, an enormous pain. Do I try and get, like, a mischain off to see if I can do some damage with an AoE concurrence, or should I get Fran in to try and AoE the Cluckatrices? I just don't want those things to be getting in the way of stuff, and Penelo's already taken a bit of damage. Or I could just go for blind again and try and force it to waste its actions using, yeah, they very quickly just go all out and just peck you to pieces. But a few of them are all close to each other. Oh, and we've got people petrified already. Already gone through a couple of golden needles. Okay. But one of those Cluckatrices is getting kind of low. I'm gonna start going for quickenings on it now. Basically, my aim is to get a concurrence and try and do a lot of damage to the Cluckatrices that way. And yeah, this thing's name in Japanese is basically chicken cockatrice, so that basically is, Cluckatrice is quite a good translation there. I'll talk about translations regarding marks a little bit later, because there's another mark that I believe also shows up in the Giza Plains that has an interesting bit of translation trivia for it.
I got it!
Okay, it's about now that I definitely need to start getting mischarges. And I'm not really doing this for the quickenings themselves, it's more for the concurrence, because, as I've said before, concurrences are AoE, but actual quickenings are not.
You're going to love this.
Nah, not enough. Okay, that was not going to... That's not going to do a lot.
Heads up!
You need really good reaction times to react to those mischarges. And do we even have a concurrence here? Okay, we just have basically just Inferno. Don't know if this is going to do enough, actually. I was hoping to get a better one and do a massive amount of damage to the baby so they won't be... Oh, well, one of them is getting kind of low. And both of them are Oh, and wow, the Cluckatrice has less HP than I thought it would. Once it goes down to 20% health, it stops using, like, it basically stops using, yeah, arrow is AoE, maybe I should... And although, this thing seems to be wind aligned because it's weak to earth, so... Yeah, wind, it drains wind, so let's not do that. Ash is not red right now, which means I can safely swap her out of the party, swap Fran in, and then Fran is already using Dark. Perfect. Meanwhile, Bolfir, if he has any really... I only have regular potions, but maybe that'll try and... Yeah, Mucus inflicts slow, by the way. Basically, I'm going for a potion on Penelo to try and save her while Fran's Dark goes off and hopefully takes down those things. Did Dark just miss them? Try that again. Oh hey, the big thing is disabled, finally. Okay, so now that it's disabled, Penelo out, Barsh in, so now Barsh can just wail on it. Because disable will wear off eventually, but before it does, I want to see if I can get some good damage on it. Because yeah, disable, very low chance of working. If it actually does work though, it pretty much cripples them. Most bosses are obviously immune though. But you are pretty much likely to get that eventually. I can't resist, I'm so sorry. Wow, that was a pathetic quickening chain. But it still did over 2,000 damage to that thing. There we go. Okay, yeah, it's way easier at this point once you get Ash and Penelo in the party. Oh, now you're just going to cast Protect on people, which I don't really need right now. But yeah, way easier now. It's definitely doable earlier, but it's a lot harder, and Disable also makes it way easier, which I believe isn't available until this point. So I think it was you who requested that hunt. Yeah, that thing is a pain. And a good thing I had those gold needles too, if you don't. So like, the way that Petrify works in this game is it basically, there's like wait time on it. You get hit by it, and then it takes a little bit, and then you turn to stone, and then you're effectively dead. So I remember that happening to me in my first playthrough when I fought that thing, and I was like, huh, why is everyone grey? And then stone, and then I just kind of, I don't think I actually game overed, but I think it just didn't go very well. So while we're here, is it you? Yeah, so after the Dreadnought Leviathan, there is a side quest that you can do here. So if you say that we're interested in making Sunstones, we can basically repeat the whole Shadestone thing from earlier on in the game. I pay well for stones of high grade. What she means by that is that, and with this I should probably turn off everyone's gambits, is that you need to fully charge the stone in as little time as possible. You get the best reward for doing this in 7 minutes or less. And I don't know if time keeps going down while you're in the menus, but I'm guessing it probably does. So yeah, I'm going to turn everyone's gambits off so they're not distracted by enemies. And I'm not going to turn on fast mode because that will just make the timer go faster. So yes, only the two stones that are marked by exclamation marks on your map are active at any given time. So you should probably have the minimap up at all times, just so you're always moving towards the next one as fast as possible. Hi there, helpful adventurer. We don't really need you at this point. Okay, the one up here just activated again. So I guess I can go all the way back there and get that. I think you move slow when you have your weapon drawn, though. I probably should have, yeah, pressed the flee button, but anyway. And that's charged up to 100%. I think that should have been fast enough. Back at the village, let's hand this over. Yeah, I've got this Sunstone. Highest grade, okay, good. So, for the highest grade, she offers 200 gil, 2 potions, and a holy stone. You can repeat this as much as you want, but the rewards are really not worth it for the time investment. that's the best you can get. A Holy Stone, I think, is just like another piece of loot that's really not that great. So, you make a lot more money just chaining enemies than doing this. It's at least something you can do, but I kind of wish they made the rewards better in Zodiac Age, because it's still really not worth it. And with that, that is everything that I wanted to do. So yeah, a whole bunch of side stuff. And I think next time we will actually be progressing the story heading into the desert. So I'll see you all then.